Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to Stonehearth Ascendancy. It is February 27th, and today's actually another pretty... We've had a few good ones here back to back. This one is major, and I will not be surprised if you already know what it is, because I'm sure there's probably an anniversary event going on right around now, even though I haven't heard of it. Don't really know why I haven't heard of it, but... just the same, I haven't. They might be using a different date in North America for reasons that will become clear shortly. On this date, in 1996, 21 years ago today, Pokemon can now drink. Not, well, okay, I phrased that weird. Anyway, Pokemon came out on this date in 1996. 21 years ago, so now Pokemon as a franchise is of the drinking age. Imagine that. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I obviously didn't pick up... Interesting fact, by the way, red and green was the colors for Japan. I know it's red and blue in the US, so that was kind of interesting. I got blue. My sister got red. This will be 25 of these. We'll make those. I obviously didn't get it around this time. It was a little bit after it was released, but also it was in the US, which this version is not. This is the Japanese release date, so... I think it's fair to say that's the actual birth of the franchise. It's reasonable, right? So yeah, it's been a long time. Let's do some digging here. I think we need more stone. Are we too low? Yeah, we're too low. Oh wait, no, we're not too low. I wanted to dig out all this shit. That was the whole point. Oop. Excuse me, you wanna... There we go. That should be good. There's no reason not to just dig that out since it's pretty much the floor anyway. Just get a little bit more easy to access stone out of there. Just gonna check. Oh no, they will be able to get, I think. Nice, okay, so they will be able to come out up here still. That's actually good. It's preferable to be able to do that. Fantastic, alright. So yeah. Pokemon, this date 21 years ago today. Initial release, I think that was the first title. I'm pretty sure it was. Based on Wikipedia, it seemed like that was the first thing that they had. So yeah, I picked up blue, like I said, but... Wait, did I have blue? No, shit, I had red. How can I not remember? I had red, sorry. My sister had blue. Even though blue is my favorite color, Charmander was superior. Fuck Squirtle. Fuck Ivysaur, or not Ivy, what the hell is it? Bulbasaur. They both suck. Charmander is man mode. I still stand by that. I know there's some debate about starters. Yeah, that's fine. We need to sell some stuff. We'll open up, get a merchant in here. Mainly sell these. And then what else do we sell? Yeah, you just get rid of all these. Keep the gates, though. I think this is fine. I don't think we need to sell any other crap. Maybe some bread. That's all we can sell. That's fine. But yeah, so I picked Charmander. I believe Charmander is best because it's the hardest to start with and gives you the biggest advantage at the end when it doesn't matter as much because you could have whatever Pokemon you want pretty much by the end of it. So it really makes you work for that first the first gym victory, going up against Onix and the other annoying rock type Pokemon or whatever. I didn't really get too far into the series. I just played. Let's see. Pearl is the most recent one I have. Then I had... Please kill him. There we go. Pearl is the most recent one I have, and I think before that... I think it was just Pearl and Red. That was all I ever got. So I didn't actually play the series that much. I didn't finish Pearl. It wasn't that interesting to me. Kind of over it by now. I understand the appeal of the game, but it wasn't like different enough for me to want to take another crack at it, I guess. Or whatever. Maybe I'm just older now. I did play Pokemon Go though, which was fun for a while, but as I'm sure you can probably guess, lost its appeal relatively quickly. unfortunately. Just wasn't as good, or wasn't sustainable, I guess, let's put it that way. Once I was like going out at 10 p.m. in my car to drive over where I work and like find a Pokestop or whatever it was, I was like, all right, maybe. Or no, it was the moment was when I was in the parking lot of one of the businesses near the business that I work at. Just like a bunch of office buildings, and the security guard car came by and was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like shined a light at me, and they were wondering what the hell I was doing. It's like, dude, it's not my fault. You got a Pokestop here, or you have a gym here. I'm trying to take it over. And the guy was he didn't communicate to me, but I was like, oh, like I'm not alone. People are like wondering what the fuck I'm doing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So I knocked that off. But I actually asked Karen. She had a little bit of a story about Pokemon as well. I think she started, the first one she played was Silver. Was that right? No? What was the first one? Oh, you had Red. Oh, my bad. Okay, so she had Red and Yellow. I thought she had Silver first. Okay, my mistake. Oh, Silver was the first one she finished. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, she had Red and Yellow, I guess. But the funny thing was she was telling me she got a, like, Pikachu thermos when she was really young. And it had just come out, so none of the kids knew what the fuck it was, and she didn't know either, and they're just, what the hell is this thing? So really, Karen is like the ultimate Pokemon hipster, and was into it long before anyone else knew how cool it was. Or I guess her dad, I guess, who bought it probably would be the one, uncle, I guess, would be the one who was into it, or more aware of what would be cool. That's somewhat impressive, I think. I mean, you just say it's random chance that he figured, oh yeah, it'll probably be Pokemon. You fucker, you actually stole something. I just stole a block of wood. That's fine. But yeah, you know, she was into it before it was cool. It's serious gaming street cred to be into a series that old before it was cool. Let's see, sell some extra crap here. Really wish they'd finish this damn building so I could move on to the next one. Realize I keep giving them orders to do other stuff, but this is annoying. We'll get there in time. So yeah, I haven't really... I don't know, I understand the appeal of Pokemon, and it is kind of an RPG along the lines of something that maybe I could see myself liking, but there's just too much... I can't decide if it's too complex or too simple. And I know that sounds completely idiotic, but like, there's too many types, and it's like, I feel like it's almost impossible to keep track of how many, like, oh, what's this one's strengths and weaknesses, and boy, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with each of the different types, and I can never keep them straight in my head and figure out which one I'm supposed to be using and all that. And in that sense, it's too complex, but then in a combat setting, like, the combat feels a little bit too simple for me. I'd prefer a little bit of complexity. Or a little bit more complexity, I guess, is what I mean to say. It's not bad by any stretch. I respect the game for sure. It just... I don't know, I'm looking for a little more. Like, I feel like Darkest Dungeon, not to harp on it, because that's, you know, I'm doing a series on it, but Darkest Dungeon for RPGs is really, like, my ideal, I think, at this point. It strikes a really good balance between complexity and simplicity. Like, you could say, hey, it'd be really cool if you have all these different status effects that you can put on enemies, and they get, you know, like, you can do attack down, blah, 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 on it. And you have that in Darkest Dungeon, but they're kind of generalized into specific debuffs, and they're generally pretty constant. Like, you don't have too many of those. You really... Who has them? They're usually more like a side effect, like they're not necessarily why you're using the skill. And I don't use them much anyway, and it seems to work out for me. Mostly you're just looking at Bleed and Blight. And it's very... Bleed, Blight, Stun, and I think that's it. Maybe a couple others. But it's a very easy to understand, easy to optimize setup, kind of. Not that I'm good at Darkest Dungeon, even though I'm kicking its ass. I feel like I might be accidentally playing on easy mode or something, but who knows. The point that I'm trying to make is just that I feel like Pokemon has too much going on with the moves and everything. And a lot of it maybe is just bloat. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as tight. Like, Darkest Dungeon feels tight. Like, there's interesting different builds you can do. Like, I could do a Highwayman to be melee based, or I could do him to be ranged based and fit in a different slot in the lineup. Things like that. And it just feels more complex. I can't really... Oh, you guys can't get out. Okay, well that's bad. I just want more, you know? I don't really know how to explain it quite right. We need to get those guys out. There it is. I'll just put it on the other side, I think. There we go. Please build that ladder immediately so that these poor bastards can get out of there. Okay, they can escape now, I think. I don't know if this is built. Yeah, it's built. Okay, they're good. Get myself out of the dirt there. So yeah, while I understand the appeal of Pokemon, actually, that reminds me, I got into the Pokemon trading card game. Oh, that's another good story I can tell. I didn't really get into it that much, but I did have the cards, and I don't think I ever played a game of it, but I still have a bunch of the cards. I actually ran into those while I was moving. There was this one place that I went to, and this will highlight, like, maybe I'm not such a good person, but it's a fun story just the same. There was this place where it was like a, you know, comic shop, trading card store. You could buy trading cards there. So of course I was like, oh, I want to get Pokemon ones. And they had this cool thing. It was a little bit of a gambling thing, maybe not strictly legal, but I didn't have an issue with that. So, or I didn't know any better. I was a kid. I was like maybe 12. I was younger than 12 at the time, let's put it that way. So I go in, I'm looking to buy, I think I wanted just anything, but why is this guy sleeping? Come on, dude, there's a fight going. Oh fuck, we're getting wrecked. This is not a good, actually. I was looking to buy Pokemon cards, right? So I go in, I don't think I got a pack. I think I was like looking at the packs and thinking about it, and then, you know, trying to convince my mom to buy them for me. And then I saw there was this weird, like, little toothpick dispenser type thing, but instead of toothpicks, it, like, dispensed cards. So I'm like, what is this? This is weird. And it's like, pay $1. Okay, we're about to get fucked here. I think we lose. Fall back. I'm not comfortable with this. I need these guys to get hit by the trap and then try to kill them. But I don't really like my odds here. Let's slow this down a bit. Let's kill this guy. I don't want to kill the slow ones first. I want to kill the easy to kill ones first. Lower their output. I think we might win this though now, even though we've had a lot of people die. Hopefully we'll be able to rescue them. You just down there. Okay, I don't think there's anyone else that's down. Let's try and use a potion. I'll continue the story in a second. I just want to... I need to salvage this situation. I can't afford to let everyone die. Yeah. If you guys can target this guy, though, that would be better. And then this guy. Okay, good. There's some rescue coming, but they're gonna have trouble getting people. I think we're good now, though. So it's like it was like a toothpick dispenser kind of thing. You pull out a card, it's a random card. They've put them in at whatever order they pick. I mean, they don't pick, they just shuffle them, I'm sure, and put them in. But the whole point was you pay $1, and the card could be anything, but you know that the whole thing was like there's a couple Charizards in there. So it's like pay $1 for a chance at a Charizard. So I did it. And I misinterpreted it because I was a kid, right? I didn't know what was going on. So I said like, yeah, I want to do that. So I did it, and I got immediately the first one I got was a Charizard. So I didn't, I wasn't the most diligent reader. So I was like, oh, this must just be pay $1 to get a Charizard. They must all be Charizards, right? Because I got one. I'm not lucky, so clearly that's what this was. You just get one. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting another one. Another Charizard. And at that point I realized, like, oh, I'm just lucky. And the guy's like, wow, you're so lucky. And then I was like, what do you mean? This is just pay $1 and you get a free Charizard. And he's like, no, you're actually like you're getting all of them in there and you're lucky. So I was like, oh, I'm lucky. And for a brief moment in time, I was like, I should be a decent human being. I should not be an asshole. And my sister was with me, and I was like, oh, I should give her the card. One of them. I should give her one of the Charizards. Because I was like, I got one. Why do I need two? I don't need two. So I'll give it to her. So I gave it to her. I was like, here, I want you to have this. And I gave it to her. And like, for the first time in my life, and probably the last time in my life, my mom was like, oh, you're being so nice. You're good. Do that. Why are they picking him up and putting him down? Come on, carry this dude. So it was great. And then, oh, they're failing to pick him up. I think he might be stuck on the wall or something. Let's try and rescue him. So, of course, to follow that up, the second I got in the car, I was like, no, I want that back. And I immediately disappointed my mom, and I didn't get it back, and I shouldn't have gotten it back. That was fair, but I wanted it. I wanted my fucking second Charizard. I think she still has it. I hope she hasn't thrown it away or destroyed it or something. But it was just, like, that was I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a completely selfish person, but it was amusing to have that moment of, like, I'm gonna be altruistic, and then immediately regret everything and say, no, I would kind of prefer not to be. I'd like to have all the fun things for myself. But in my defense, she doesn't really care about any of that or like any of that. It was mostly like, oh, my big brother's giving me a thing and it's like shiny and cool. Okay, that's fun. I don't know that she actually gave a shit. I mean, she did then because it was like a shiny thing and we were kids, but realistically, I don't think she gave a shit about it at all. It was just a piece of paper, so yeah, anyway, a little insight into me and me being selfish and not actually that great of a person. I'm better now. I'm less selfish now, let's put it that way. Though Karen can probably tell you I'm plenty selfish still. That's fine. I don't mind. And I think, okay, good, we actually saved everyone, that is surprising. And we're nearly done building the house. Whatever this is. I forgot what this actually is, but it looks nice. It's a different style. Gives me some ideas for designing new houses. I particularly like how this is very similar to what I did in the Rise Children playthrough for the stairs leading up to the second floor. But it's got like a little thing covering it. Not covering it, but like a framework around it. I think that's really cool. I might do that again. I might steal that to use in some of my buildings. Takes a little bit more space, but who needs space? You got plenty of room, so that will be nice to build. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Pokemon stories, because it's been a long damn time. 21 years, huh? I know, I mean, I first played it on Game Boy Pocket, I think? Oh, I got one more story, actually. I was a fairly impatient child, I would say. As many are. And didn't necessarily understand consequences, I suppose you could say. And, you know, I did the rare candy stuff to level up my Pokemon, and some of my friends were like, no, that's weak, I'm gonna do it for real, because then they have better stats or something. I was like, okay, whatever, well, mine are gonna be level 99, you can suck my dick. But, I actually also, and I still have it, I actually bought a Game Genie. And I used that to do some stuff, and it took me all of like an hour to corrupt my save. And I cried like a bitch. Because I was a bitch. I was being a little pansy, cheating, and I really didn't need to. I'd beaten the game. I already had kind of all kinds of stuff. I was just being like lazy. Though in my defense, the whole thing with Pokemon where you have to like have 20 different games and link cables and all kinds of bullshit to get all the Pokemon, and it being abusing that psychology of collecting stuff is really shitty, but still, I shouldn't have gotten the Game Genie. That was a stupid thing to do, and I deserved to have my save deleted. It's, you know, it sucks, but it's what you get for cheating. I mean, it's what you get for playing with fire, I guess, let's put it that way. I don't think cheating in a single-player game is really a problem. It's not like I was going online into tournaments or something with Pokemon. Not so glamorous, but yeah, you know, I don't mind it. In retrospect, it was a good lesson to not fuck around with electronics too much. I somewhat deserved it. But that is going to do it for today's episode. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.